What is up, everyone? I'm coming on here for a couple of plays for today. Now, these two picks were yesterday's YouTube video picks right here. This is a 4-man, and I explained the correlation, I think, pretty well. If you watch yesterday's video, I did talk about soccer correlation, and I kind of drew out like a soccer formation. I said if these guys are not passing to each other a lot, then they're probably going to go under. If they're passing to each other a lot, then they're probably going to go over. Now, this was extremely close, but you'll see that this guy had 34 pass attempts, and this guy had 33 pass attempts. All right, so very, very tied together, very close together. I can almost guarantee you that if this guy right here, let's say, had 50 pass attempts, then this guy probably would have had like 50 pass attempts also, because they're very tied together on the same team. Now, I also talked about Jackson Smith-Njigba and Sam Darnold, or really you could think about any quarterback receiver combination in college and NFL, it doesn't matter. And I said every single game, at least in the last 10 games that we looked at, that Sam Darnold went over his line, Jackson Smith-Njigba also went over, and then vice versa. If Sam Darnold went under, and let's say he only threw for 150 yards, then Jackson Smith-Njigba would only get like 50 of those yards or 40 of those yards. And this is what we've been doing for the past 2 years in the NFL and in college football. You can do the same thing in the UFL, because the UFL is just football, right? It's nothing crazy. It's just football. You have a quarterback, you have a receiver, they're passing, they're catching to each other, and you will see that, unfortunately, I took the overs and the unders hit together, because this guy had 157 yards. This guy had 57 yards. So what's important about this, guys, is this guy hit, let's just say about 80% of his line, maybe 75 to 80% of his line. He gets 157 yards, and this guy gets 57 yards. So this guy equated for maybe like a third of this guy's yards, because this is the number one receiver. Now, I actually took another play yesterday with the DC people, so the other team, and I actually took their overs also. Now, obviously, I should have took everyone's under, because this game was super, super undercoded, and this guy only gets 99 yards. So because this guy gets 99 yards, it's almost impossible that his receiver is going to get over 61 yards. That would be like every single yard would be thrown to one person, which would be highly unlikely. Now, his number one receiver, Ty Scott, did not even get a catch. He had 0 yards. Now, again, everything's red in the UFL so far. The UFL plays that I've only just done in one day, right? So there's only been 2 UFL plays. They haven't done well because I took the overs, and I should have obviously took the unders. But this is very positive news, because it's extremely correlated, right? You have to think like that. I told you guys that we have not had a very good past 2 weeks. It's been actually horrible, and we really haven't had a good month either. Long term, we are up into the green about 1,000 units if you go back to the beginning of 2024 till now. But so far this year, guys, on PrizePicks and Underdog, we are down about 11-ish units, which is the first time I can ever say that we have ever been down on this channel in any sort of like long-term, focus thing where we have more than let's just say 10 bets tracked or something like that. So it's been unfortunate. We've had a couple unfortunate times, but you have to understand that this is positive news that UFL is correlated, and I knew UFL is going to be correlated, guys. Again, it does not matter whether you're betting on Division II college teams or you're betting on literally Super Bowl winning Seattle Seahawks. The football is going to be extremely correlated. Now, Trey Jones goes under by 1 point. All right, this team got completely demolished. They lost by 40 points, and he didn't even come into the game after 10 minutes left in the fourth quarter. So he pretty much came out of the game at the beginning of the fourth, did not get back in the game the entire rest of the game, because the team was losing by 40. And it's just tough, right? It's just tough. Like, he needed one more point. He actually had a free throw towards the end of the game before he got his last 2-pointer, and he goes 1 of 2. So if he hit that free throw, then he would have went over. Unfortunately, he didn't. So, it's plays like this where it's like he gets 13 points. You can be like, oh, that's a horrible call, but going into the fourth quarter, Trey Jones had 13 points. If you ran this game 100 times, probably 95 out of 100 games, he ends up going over if he just needs one more point in the fourth quarter, the entire fourth quarter. So, it's unfortunate there. I still really like this Pete play right here, so hopefully you guys can get that in some way. It is still at 8. I actually just checked. And then on Underdog, we did have 2 hits, all right? So you guys know I'm very transparent. You guys will already see this here. I just went over like 4 losses before I'm even talking about any of the hits we had, right? And at the end of the day, guys, you got to tail these picks on Underdog. This one is a 3.71x, all right? So we instantly go up 2.7 units because of this play alone, 2.7. And this pretty much would pay for close to 3 misses. If we went up 3 units, it would pay for 3 misses, obviously, but 2.7 kind of close to 3. You guys kind of get where I'm going at here, but this one does hit. This one also does hit on underdog as well. You guys will see I am like kind of limited on underdog. It's kind of weird, but I'm still able to put like $20+ on these entries. So like $20 or $25, $30, whatever it is, to win close to $100 on some of these entries. Pretty good. I mean, you can get maybe like 10 of these down a day or something like that. And, long term, you can win on underdog with like 3.5x's, because if you guys don't know, on PrizePicks, you only get a 3x. On underdog, you're going to get a 3.5x on all the 2-mans you play, okay? So before I get into today's picks, guys, Tyrese Maxey signed jersey giveaway. All you have to do is like, comment, subscribe every single day on my videos to get entered to win. You'll get one additional raffle ticket every day that you come on and like, comment, subscribe, okay? So it's as simple as that. End of the month, I'm going to be giving this away, so make sure you get those entries in, okay? So first pick of the day, guys, is going to be Illinois and UConn Huskies. This game is happening at around late afternoon. It's the first game of the day tomorrow, but again, still late afternoon, and I'm taking the over at 139.5, okay? So I think this is going to be a higher scoring game. Illinois, top 3 offense in the entire nation. I think they're actually number 1 offense in the entire nation. UConn has a very solid defense. Honestly, everyone at this point in the tournament has a really solid defense, again, it's more about pace of play at this point. Illinois has a very fast pace of play. UConn's a little bit slower, but I do think this should be a close game. You're going to probably see a lot of close, free throws towards the end of the game, maybe close, maybe it could even go into overtime, right? Which would obviously help the over. So this is what I'm going with on REBET, guys. If you do want to get REBET, you can sign up for REBET and get 2 months free of the VIP really simply. Just text me the word REBET to this number right here on the screen, 512-270-0440, and you guys will get in for 2 months free of the VIP for signing up for REBET with my code. It is just a $10 or more deposit, and then they also have a $100 deposit match, all right? So if you put $100, you get a free $100 on REBET. That's obviously going to be something that you're going to want to do if you do have that capability, okay? So one additional thing before I get into the underdog play and then the PrizePicks play is that I'm doing a massive free trial to absolutely everyone who watches this video, all right? There's no limit on this. It is just, if you're watching this video right now and you go click the first link in the description or the first pinned comment, the pinned comment that I have there, you will get all of my plays up until Sunday at midnight, all right? So 2-day free trial. The code is going to be Easter, okay? So I'm doing a little Easter promo right here, guys. 2-day free trial, no questions asked. So if you've been wanting to get into the VIP, if you want to see what it's about, you can go ahead and get that 2-day free trial access. Again, no questions asked. They'll be down in the description. This will go ahead and be something that you can take probably about like you'll probably get about 25-ish plays by the time Sunday night ends, all right? So it'll be a good kind of sample size of how many plays that you're going to get over a weekend. And obviously we have March Madness. We're going to have a ton of UFL. I think there's about like 5 additional UFL games. I think there's like 12 teams. So I think there's like 6 games that go on every single weekend. So, it's definitely not nothing. And then there's a lot of League of Legends and Counter-Strike and Valorant and a lot of esports that always happen over the weekends, all right? So that'll be down in the pinned comment, guys. Go ahead and take advantage of that. Again, that is to everyone who watches this video or, who gets that link. The underdog play of the day, guys, is going to be 2 esports plays. I do really like esports on underdog because you can't correlate plays on underdog. One, they have heavy payout shifts if you do correlate, so correlation's pretty much off the table on underdog, and they have very soft lines on esports if you can get them in time, okay? So I'm taking Consenti to go under 12.5 headshots. This is the opper of his team. So I talk about this opper or the sniper. The sniper in Counter-Strike very rarely gets headshots. It's just kind of how the game works. When you are that position, you don't really aim for the head because the sniper, the gun that they use, is a one-shot, one-kill. So there's no reason that they're aiming for the head, okay? So it's these little fine details sometimes that can, make you into someone who can win long-term on apps like Underdog. If you can just sometimes watch these games, kind of generally understand what's going on, that'll help you very long term. But again, this is the opera of the team. And really, every time that you see an opera, unless they're like one of the best in the world, over, I would say like 11.5, I think it's, honestly fair to shoot them with the under if it's at 12.5 or higher or something like that. And again, that'll just have to be kind of your personal research. But again, Consenti under and then Freshie to go over 28.5 kills. I don't really have anything fancy about him with his position and stuff. I just really like this game. I believe these are US players. So US teams normally do go into longer games, and this play right here is higher on PrizePicks and on parlay play. All right, so get this at 28.5. You can also take it at 29.5. Okay, so that's going to be the play of the day on Underdog, and then the play of the day on PrizePicks, guys, is going to be very, very simple. We have LeBron over, which is happening in a couple days from now, and I'll explain why I'm taking LeBron over, because I think this play is probably going to bump up to like the low to mid 30s. Okay, so I think this play is probably going to bump up to like 33.5, maybe even 34 by the time tip off happens in the next couple of days here. And then we have a college basketball play, right, with that UConn Illinois game, like I said, and it's going to be Silas DeMary to go under 4.5 assists. Okay, now let's get into these actual plays and why I like these so much. So Silas, it's very simple. Okay, you will see that his minute share has actually gone down over the past about 10 games. When they started getting into the tournament, his minute share has really gone down. And when your minute share goes down by like 10 minutes, he was averaging around like 30 minutes, and now he's averaging more like, down here in the low 20s, you honestly turn into a different player. March Madness really can turn stars into stars, and they'll turn role players into role players, because in March Madness, you're playing your starting five for the majority of this game. Okay. So, again, I just think that this is a really solid take here. And in the last 5 games, again, these are all tournament games, all March Madness games. He has yet to hit this line at all. And he is also facing a pretty solid defense as well in Illinois. Now, I do think this should be a higher-ish scoring game. That's why I took the over, but I still think that this is a really solid pick for Silas to go under right here. So that is going to be the first play of the day. And then the second play of the day is going to be LeBron James over 31.5 assists, okay? Points plus assists, okay? So this does not look very good. You might be like, wait, he's taking his over. Look at how many times this has gone under. But if you guys did not see, Luka actually is out for the rest of the regular season, which is probably going to be like towards the middle of May. So look at all of the games where LeBron has played without Luka, right? So I just changed that there. You'll see here's the games with Luka. Here's the games without Luka. Again, LeBron plays more of this, point guard role. He gets a lot more assists. You will see. Look at his assists whenever Luka's out. Again, this is with Luka, and then this is without Luka. He gets like 12 assists, 10 assists, 11 assists sometimes in these games. Right now, his line is probably like 10-ish on these apps. But again, I am taking his points plus assists over without Luka. And you will see that a lot of times he does get in the 40 ranges, in the mid-50s, and he's at least hitting about 30 a lot of the times with getting 8 to 10 assists with, in that mid 20 point range right there. So I think this is a really solid play. What we want to see from this play in the next couple of days, because it's happening on Sunday night, what we want to see is this line bump up to like 33 or 33.5 by game time. That's how we will know that this is a really solid entry, and we did well taking it at 31.5, okay? So here are the 2 entries of the day, guys. This is going to be the 3x on PrizePicks, the 3.5x on Underdog, and the over on this Illinois and UConn Huskies game. All right, guys. So I'm personally going for Illinois. I think Illinois has the chance to win this game. And then for the second game, I'm going for Arizona, and I think Arizona ultimately is going to take the tournament and win this game. So win March Madness. So that is my official recommendation. That's my official kind of crystal ball thing. I don't know if I'd put money on that, but that's personally what I think. And gonna go ahead and wrap up the video here, guys. Thank you guys if you stuck around. Again, make sure to like and comment to get signed up for that jersey giveaway, and I'll see you in tomorrow's video.